Okay, welcome back. Make yourself comfortable. So we continue our discussion of CSS. Our focus today is grammar, the grammar of CSS. Um, as you can see, if you look at a line of code in CSS, these are the things that you find. So you have a selector, you have an opening brace, so that curly brace there. Inside the brace, you have a rule, okay? The rule changes the appearance of a property or properties because you can have several. Okay, that particular property is modified by giving it a value. Okay, and then the rule is closed off by a semicolon here. And then lastly, you have the closing brace. Okay, the closing curly brace. So these are the things that you need in order to successfully modify an element in your HTML. So let's take another look. You can think about these things in terms of who, what, and how. So first, so who whose style do you want to change? So I'm referring to the selector who. Okay, for instance, the HR. What about the element, that particular element, do you want to change? So that refers to the property. So for instance, the color of the HR. And how do you want to change it? Okay, so you give it a value, give the value like red, blue, white, etc., or a hex value. Okay, so this is the basic grammar of a CSS code. Again, if you look at the what do you call this, the file, the HTML file that I asked you to download and save in your project folder, you're going to see an H1 there, paragraph, that bit of text, and an image. Okay, so now what if you want to modify the H1 on this page? That's the H1, that's the who. Okay, what is it about the H1 that you want to change? Let's say the color, so that's the what. And then how do you want to change it? Let's say that let's suppose that you want to change it to red, so that answers how. Remember, I asked you to do this, to go to Teams, find this folder, download that file baconindex.html, and place it inside your project folder. Okay, so that once you go to Atom, you can access it like this, baconindex.html, and you have the code. Okay, where was I? Let me go back to that. So open the file and open it as well using your browser. So remember, copy full path, go to your browser. There you have it. I opened it here, so it should look like this. Okay, you can do this, paste the path, and you open it. It should look like this. Now let's try to complete this challenge. So in your current project folder and in your current CSS folder, you have to create a new CSS file called baconstyles.css. Okay, so here you go there, that's your CSS folder, new file, and then say because I already have it. I'll do bacon to bacon style to .css. Okay, so I have bacon 2. You see, as you can see here, I already have bacon 1. So this is a new file. This is what you need to do. Create a CSS file, an atom. So return to the bacon index.html file, and within the head tag, create a link. Connect your bacon style.css to this current HTML file. And remember to be careful with the forward slash. Okay, we've seen that so many times, so you need to be careful about that. So to be very clear, this is what you need to do. Insert the link tag within the head tags, remember? So you have the link. So as you can see, the relationship here is style sheet. So this links the HTML file, your bacon index HTML, to the new CSS file. So in my case, remember, at first it would have the forward slash here, but you need to delete that. And then you have to make sure that this corresponds exactly, this, what you type in here, has to have the very same file name, okay, as the CSS file that you want to connect to this HTML file. So in my case, because I already have that, I connect this HTML to bacon style 1.css to this file. Okay. Okay. I hope that's clear. Remember, it has to look like this. Okay. No forward slash here. Nothing there. Has to look exactly like this. Okay. Now you can see if it works. The only way to see if it works is if you see, if you for instance type in body, okay, the who, curly brace, opening curly brace, the what do you want to change, background color, and the how you want to change it, the hex value, closing semicolon there, okay, don't forget there's a colon here, closing semicolon, and then this closing curly brace. Okay, apply that. Try to apply that to your, type that in your, what you call this, HTML file, and then save your files and refresh and see if it works. Okay, so we want to try to test this. Okay, select that file, copy full path, and then place it here, Control V. Then you see that the background color has changed compared to this. Okay, this was the original file, and then I modified it. As you can see, the background color is different. Okay, so we know it works. Now, remember the component parts of this code, the curly braces, this, the colon, and the semicolon, and then the closing curly brace. Okay, remember that. So again, just as a review, the body, in this case, the body is the selector, that's the who. And then the background color is the property that you want to change, that's the what. And then the how is the color, the hex code. As you can see, that's the value. Okay. Now, if you are confused about the who and the what, you can think about it this way. Remember that the body, your body, has color. Sorry, the body, here in the code, has color the way that your hair has color. Okay, so who has what? You have hair color. Okay, I hope that makes it clear. You see, color inhabits the hair, you can say. So the what, the property, inhabits the selector. So the property belongs to the selector. Okay, that's the who. You can say that's the subject. And this is the property. Your hair is the subject, color is the property. Now, the value of that property is, how it appears. So in terms of color, for instance. Okay. I hope I didn't confuse too much about by giving this metaphor, but remember, you can go back. Okay, selector is the who, property is the what, and value refers to how. In the case of the code, let me see, the body is the selector, background color is the property, and that's the value. Who, what, and how. All right, I'll see you in the next recording.